Hey guys, Marcus here on behalf of Big Variety of Vids, and today I'm going to be talking about choosing the good computer for you. There's no such thing as a perfect computer, but there are computers that are better than others. Now, what determines that is mainly what you use it for. If you do a lot of web browsing and email, you may not need the top of the line gaming PC they've been advertising on the television. So I'm going to give you all just a few little pointers of things to keep in mind whenever you go out and buy this new top-of-the-line computer. First of all, let's start with just the basics. If you do a lot of pictures and a lot of video, you're going to want a computer with a big hard drive. And last year's standards of big and this year's standards of big are two totally different things. Last year's standard was about 500 gigs. This year's standard is almost a terabyte, pretty well double that of last year. Um, so basically, what you want to do if you do a lot of pictures and videos, your hard drive size is going to be your main focus. Now, if you're more of the kind of person who's into major video editing, using Photoshop, and using some of these really commercial products out here, you're gonna want a computer that has a lot of RAM. By a lot, I don't mean just the 3 or 4 gigs that come standard. You want to look upwards to about 6 or 8, depending on how much of it you're going to do. If you're going to do a lot of Photoshop, then you're going to need a lot of RAM. If you're going to be doing a lot in After Effects, you're going to need a lot of RAM. It's pretty well simple as that. On to the next topic. When it comes to getting this new computer, you also want to pay attention to your house. Find a computer that's going to blend in. You don't want to get a computer that's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Um, Looks do matter sometimes when it comes to computers. Just the wrong color computer or the wrong form of computer can really offset your room badly. So keep that in consideration, as that a lot of times is a major factor in purchasing a new computer. Now on to our extreme gamers who's really big into games and who's really big into doing all kinds of this stuff that's just fun, entertaining. Maybe watching HD videos and stuff like that. You're mainly wanting to pay attention to the processor and the graphics card. RAM does help, but whenever you get into some games, it ain't as much about RAM as it is how much your GPU is working and how much your CPU is working with it. Um, Nowadays, I don't. If you're going to be gaming any at all, I recommend no lower than an i3. I mean, i3 is just barely cutting the branch. I mean, that's just a nail mark in the wooden post. But if you're going to be doing any serious gaming, anything bigger than Crysis, you're definitely going to look more into the i5 or i7 series processor by Intel. If you're an AMD fanboy, you're gonna be really looking into the Phenom 2 X4. You really want to keep an eye on that processor, as it's a decent processor itself. Um, if you're more into just using the computer for occasional audio recording and production, you want to look for one that has plenty of RAM, and also you want to look at the sound card, because the right sound card can really make a big difference when it comes to doing any kind of sound production, and sometimes even video production for that matter. Sound cards were huge in the 90s. I mean, if you was going to upgrade something in your computer, right next to your graphics and your memory, it would be your sound card, just simply because your sound was a whole lot clearer and you could get a whole lot more devices to fit that. So, basically, what you're going to want to do is you just basically have to sit down and think about, hey, what am I going to be doing with this computer? Am I going to be doing video editing? Am I going to be gaming? And by gaming, I need to clarify also, gaming is not playing flash games on the internet. Gaming is buying commercial games via Steam, Activision. It's not these little game house rinky-dink 9 megabyte games. Those right there just make your computer slow, in my opinion. I mean, I don't get much gratification out of them, personally. but you really want to pay attention to what you do on your computer. Photos, music, videos, it just really depends. If you're going to be watching them or looking at them, you're not going to need as much. If you're going to be working on them, resizing them, doing touch up in Photoshop, you're going to want a higher end system. When it comes to all this other stuff out here that they show on TV, like this is the perfect computer for you, it may actually not be. Look deeper into the system specs and see exactly what's included in that little $15 package, or what's included in this. You got to pay really good attention to the specifications of a computer. Finally, I guess I'm going to close out this video with saying this, that for college students like myself, you're going to need a computer that can do anything. I don't suggest going out and getting the highest end laptop that money can buy, but I don't suggest going out and getting like an Acer netbook. That's just not going to cut it. When it comes to college students, you really want to pay attention to Dell. They have some really cool PCs out there for you guys, and they're really cheap in most all universities. Even Campbellsville, where I go to, we don't get much of a huge discount on them, but we do get one nonetheless, and it really brings the price down, and they are pretty nice systems, I will admit. If you're looking at alternative operating systems and computers, you may ought to look at the next video that I'll be talking about the alternative routes to other computers. Well, guys, this has been Marcus Richards on behalf of Big Variety of Vids, and hey, I must apologize. I haven't talked in a video for a long time. Hopefully you guys get to hear more of me if you want to. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.